Have you witnessed anything paranormal out here?
Yeah, over there in that square. Yeah. One time, me and my partner, he was taking some pictures. It seemed like some phenomenon had happened. We could see things on. He had something like a telephone. You know, he got the intercom on and everything. And all of a sudden, we was, you know, he was just, I said, man, is this real? Is you seeing what I'm seeing? I said, look like something came out behind that statue. And that statue been there, Benjamin Franklin, I think it was.
Where is it? Is it over here?
It's down there to the square over there, like you're going towards Government Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to check that out. So you saw something by the statue?
And they told me, say, man, you might have was drunk like that. So Fred told me. And I said, I don't know, man. He ran a picture up there, and the police came up all of a sudden, so I think y'all better get away from this area here. Police came from out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know. So, man, do you see what I see? Is that a ghost at nighttime like that?
So there was a ghost like right beside the statue?
Said,
That's very interesting.
I said, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I said, I see something like on a movie or something.
How would you describe the appearance of the ghost?
He looked just like everyday people. I said, I ain't know you could see it this time of night. I think about 12:30 or 1 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So he said, I see it too.
I am here at the Carnival Museum in Mobile, Alabama, a Mardi Gras museum that has costumes, parts of floats, various accessories like capes, crowns, a lot of Mardi Gras stuff, and it's also supposedly the home of at least one ghost. In the 1920s to the 1960s, this building was the site of a funeral home, which is the reason why many believe that it may be haunted today. Some of the reported paranormal phenomena include things moving around, mannequins moving on their own, mannequins that would be used to showcase some of these costumes, music and lights going on and off on their own. Sounds a little bit like a poltergeist to me. And some other phenomena. So today I am going out just to the outside. I can't go in because it's closed now. I want to go back on another day and do the tour and go inside as well. I'm also thinking about how to do mine a little differently because there are already some videos of the inside, including videos from the perspective of someone trying to potentially capture some paranormal phenomena or researching it. So for mine, I'm going to think about what I want to do inside, maybe hopefully make it a little bit different. Let's go take a look at the outside of the supposedly haunted Carnival Museum. I am here at the Mobile Carnival Museum, also known as the Mardi Gras Museum. And I won't be able to get inside because, first of all, it's closed. Secondly, I'm not sure if I can film inside, so even when I get inside, during the hours when they're open, I likely won't be able to film. Well, let me take that back. I'm gonna try to find a way to film within the rules. I'm not breaking any rules here. But yeah, walking up on the Mardi Gras Carnival Museum now, and it is supposedly haunted. Back in the 1920s to the 1960s, here it is right here. Back in the 1920s to the 1960s, it was actually a funeral home that was here. And it was also a mayor's house at one point. But because of the funeral home, that is why people believe it may be haunted. That and the paranormal happenings, there it is right there. That might be why there is a number of paranormal phenomena being reported, such as things being moved around, music and lights being turned on and off. There are reports of objects that are on display, or that should be on display, that in some cases are on loan. some cases are on loan to the museum that go missing. There was a crown that went missing and came showed back up again after a while. So there's a lot being reported here. Also the mannequins. The mannequins are moving sometimes. According to some reports, mannequins have moved. They've changed positions. These mannequins are the ones that are wearing costumes on display. They have moved and been relocated or changed positions in some cases, which sounds very creepy to me. They do tours at certain times during the day, so I want to get in here during a tour and see if I can film. When I spoke on the phone with someone, they didn't seem to, with the curator, they didn't seem to want to talk about paranormal phenomena so much, but they did tell me that about Ralph, which I had read online. Ralph is a ghost name, at least one of the ghost name. I don't know if there are multiple. And maybe a child's ghost, it may be the ghost of a child. So I want to get in here and see if I can catch anything on camera, or if not, just you know, film some of the floats and some of the costumes. Very interested in just learning more about Mardi Gras. I've lived here my whole life, or most of my life I should say, but I've never actually gone in here, much less gone on one of the tours. So I'm excited about that during the touring hours, and also seeing if I can get some footage while I'm in there. That would be great. So while I'm here downtown, I also wanted to take a look at Cathedral Square, which is supposed to be haunted. I've been here before, but I didn't know it used to be a graveyard. Apparently there used to be a graveyard here, but it was moved, I think a little over a century ago maybe. It was moved actually to Church Street Graveyard, which I took a video of that. Made a video of Church Street Graveyard a couple weeks ago. But this one is supposed to be also potentially a haunted location, because it was a graveyard at one point. They moved the bodies to Church Street Graveyard. As far as the paranormal phenomena here, I'm not sure. It is very busy though, so if you catch any paranormal phenomena, it's probably difficult. I'm actually in Cathedral Square now. But the graveyard that used to be here was called, oh, that looks interesting. Okay, so that said, this house here was on the site of a former burial ground. But my research, such as it was, told me about Campo Santo, which is the name of the graveyard that was here. The other graveyard that was here, I guess. I don't know how many burial grounds were here, but apparently a lot was going on as far as laying the deceased to rest. But now, as you can see, it's a thriving square in downtown Mobile. I never knew though. I used to walk through here all the time, like when they were having Bayfest. I think Bayfest. You know, they have, speaking of Mardi Gras, the other part of the footage I took today was about the Mardi Gras Museum, but they have Mardi Gras down here, just like New Orleans. This is actually arguably the birthplace of Mardi Gras. But this is a Saturday, so I would guess it's a little busier than usual. Does anyone here actually know that it's haunted or could be haunted? I don't know. I don't know. I'm tempted to ask some people, but I don't want to harass anyone on their Saturday. If anyone has heard that this area is haunted. It's a beautiful location though, beautiful architecture, as you can see. Some lovely trees out here as well. Yeah, I walk through here so often. I haven't witnessed anything that I would call paranormal. Might be better to come out here at night though if you're looking for paranormal phenomena. Have you witnessed anything paranormal out here?
Yeah, over there in that square. Yeah. One time, me and my partner, he was taking some pictures. It seemed like some phenomenon had happened. We could see things. He had something like a telephone, you know, he got the intercom on and everything. And all of a sudden, we were, you know, he was just, I said, man, is this real? Is you seeing what I'm seeing? I said, look like something came out behind that statue. And that statue been there, Benjamin Franklin, I think it was.
Where is it? Is it over here?
It's down there to the square over there, like you're going towards, Government Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to check that out. So you saw something by the statue?
And they told me, say, man, you might have was drunk like that. All you see. So, Fred told me. And I said, I don't know, man. He ran a picture up there, and the police came up all of a sudden, said, I think y'all better get away from this area here. Police came from out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know. So, man, do you see what I see? Is that a ghost at nighttime like that?
So there was a ghost like right beside the statue?
Said,
that's very interesting.
I said, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I said, I see something like on a movie or something.
How would you describe the appearance of the ghost?
He looked just like everyday people. I said, I ain't know you could see it this time of night. I think about 12:30 or 1 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, I see it too. And I said, man, if you just got one of them old telephones that you was, you know, them quick phones that you can see anything on it, something like one of them, I forgot the name of the phone. You can see everything on it, but it don't necessarily have to be real, you know.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was something out of the ordinary. I never seen them like that before.
Yeah, were you scared or were you just like, oh, this is...
I said, this is weird. I wasn't scared. I said, this is weird. He said, you seen what I'm seeing? He said, yeah.
Did you know there used to be at least one graveyard was here, Campo Santo, I think?
Yeah, I had tell him that.
And I just noticed over there, that house, the sign beside the house, the historic house,
right.
There was a burial ground right there. So
I heard about some burial ground. They were talking about that on TV a couple of days, said they got some underground cave that they don't want nobody to know about.
Yeah.
It goes straight up underground.
That's so cool.
You know, I would say that kind of, it was something like a big old storm come up, you go up underground, you know. It's been there for some years, but they don't want nobody to know about it.
Right.
See, all these got burial ground from way back there in the 1800s.
Yeah, must have done here actually.
So I hear they were talking about on one of YouTube's channels, they say we got more burial ground in Mobile than people willing to admit, you know.
Wow.
Underground cave that you can go up under there. It's secret though. I know I've seen one in Plateau before, you know. I said, I heard about this here. like a show no huge storm come up that people got somewhere to hide out yet. Out of the way. They got caves like that everywhere in the world. At different locations, But this a historical place, something out the ordinary. You can see it sometimes, at nighttime when you be walking, look like somebody be walking beside you. I said, nah, I know I felt that. We walking all around and stuff. And I said, I know this ain't my imagination. He seen, a friend seen. I said, man, something ain't right about this now.
There's so many haunted places in Mobile.
I said, this place must be haunted some kind of way. Maybe it's a burial ground. They don't want nobody to know about none of that statue. That's what I was thinking about when I seen what I seen. I said, maybe it's some kind of chamber about it. Because that statue been there for some years. And, the Masonic, they don't want you to know none of the Masonic, no Mason. They have underground caves.
So you think those caves were like related to the graveyard, the burials and stuff?
Yeah, man. I said it's a lot of dead bodies up under there that they don't want nobody to know about. Maybe it been big back in, I don't know how they used to embalm people back then, like they do now, And there's so much going on in the world,
Yeah.
I said, I think it's some old previous story fact that we ain't never seen before. Who knows up in there? So they have an earthquake to some mysterious places down there. Then we got these water, volcanoes and different stuff that coming from up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I heard they moved the bodies that were here to Church Street Graveyard.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's supposedly haunted too, Church Street Graveyard.
Yeah, I was looking
stories.
at a picture the other day, lady, that queen, I think that back in the 1800s, she looked like she had black or Portuguese or something. Now, she was a queen for a long time in the 1800s. They never did really say what happened to her back in the Civil War days. I said, well, man, we got some black ancestors we don't know about. A lady, we were looking at it the other day, we read it and everything. I said, people don't focus on the history of Mobile like they should. I don't know if something they don't want us to know or what. You can get on YouTube and find about most of everything it is. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. They try to keep that a secret all these many years, like the one that I'll tell you. Nobody knows. Like they had a lot of underground caves.
That's so interesting. I never even knew about the underground caves. That's really cool.
I said, I used to go to a library downtown. They had all these books. Some of these books they don't want you to see. I had read a lot. My sister was a bookworm. I learned how to read real good from her. They got these discoveries telling about your ancestors. You can find out some stuff, previous service stuff from back then, history.
Right.
You can find out your great ancestors. We may come from royalty, king, queen, and stuff, But I would like to know, where my great ancestors come from. So I know some of us in New York, Florida, California, Texas, some of them may have been lawyers, doctors, I don't know. I said, one day I'm going to go to the library and look into that, They got a history library too.
Yeah, they got some nice libraries here.
And then they got one out here in Tomerville. I think that's one of the greatest ones in Tomerville. You find out a lot about history. If you want to find out some information, that's the best place to go.
And those librarians are so helpful too. Like the ones at the library near the Church Street Graveyard. I went there and they were like, "Oh, you're looking for haunted stuff? Well, let us help you out." And they had like all these books for me. They were so helpful. It's a lot better than like searching for it online.
Right. That's right.
I appreciate it so much. This is going to be so great. I'm Victor Sweetser, by the way. Actually, my YouTube channel.
But this a man right here, he knows a little bit about everything.
Okay, he's got some stuff too. Have you seen anything that may be paranormal around this location?
according to what that is.
Ghosts, anything that's you can't really explain with.
I have slept in the graveyard.
And what?
And I've seen things in the graveyard.
Really? Which graveyard?
Things that you don't discuss.
Okay.
Things that you see that almost take your heart from you. A lot of people don't realize, they don't think there's no ghosts in them graveyards. But them people wake up in that grave now and then. And they do that because they don't want you in the graveyard. So you gotta honor them and respect what they do. That's part of living, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, you got a lot of homeless people still sleeping in the graveyard, which that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? I learned that a long time ago. That's wrong. And so, you know, life is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can tell you.
So you said that some of those things that you've seen, you shouldn't talk about.
No, you don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to. So
because
you got nothing you can share?
It makes the ghost mad.
I gotcha. Yeah, I understand that.
Let me put it this way.
That, yeah.
I was laying in the graveyard one night over there by the library, and a ghost came up to me, and he touched me, and I woke up, and he looked at me. It's like he was telling me something, but I couldn't understand what he was telling me.
Mm-hmm.
So, almost like he was telling me, find out what happened to me. So, I didn't, you know, some people don't think nothing of it when they get phenomenal or something that they don't know nothing about. But that's, like I said, that's part of living. But still, I was very interested in, but I was very interested in trying to find out what happened to the man.
Yeah.
You know, but still, like I say, I looked him up. I found out what kind of person he was and what he did and when he died and all that. But still, like I say, a lot of people know they see ghosts. They don't talk about it. They don't talk about it because they don't want to see what it feel like to be touched. See, a lot of people ain't never been touched by a ghost, so they wouldn't know what it feel like. I do. I'm talking about I've been in a big graveyard and sit out there one night just sitting because I ain't want to go to sleep. So I stayed up and I watched graveyard. I watched soldiers come up out the ground in spirit. This much I know. I seen with my own eyes. I can testify to that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, that might have been where God had them coming up, and you know what I'm saying, and re-erecting their spirit. But that's just, like I say, that's a part of life. A lot of people don't understand that just yet, but they will before it's over. Cause you only get to live one time, and you only get to die one time. But before you die, enjoy life while you got it.
I love that. Yeah.
Enjoy life while you got it, cause God ain't recommended you to last for a lifetime. You don't last for a lifetime. Don't nothing last for a lifetime. But while you living, live it good. Enjoy your life.
Something going on over here, though. It's not paranormal. It's just, I don't know what it is. I want to take a look. It's like a loud commotion, some kind of event. I'm guessing this is the statue where a ghost was seen.
The cathedral is probably the third iteration of the church that stood there, and there's a tunnel that goes under Dolphin Street.
I heard about that.
Oh, you already heard about that?
Yeah, someone was telling. I didn't know about that.
No, if you go down to like the art gallery, they say they can get you in there. I've never done that.
Interesting.
But the building was a brothel, so it allowed the priest to kind of travel to and fro between there. The weird thing about Mobile is it has been thoroughly destroyed 4 or 5 times and rebuilt, and people always talk to hurricanes, but there's a really interesting piece that the only true damage we took from the Civil War was about 2 weeks after it ended, when a powder keg exploded, burning 75% of the city down. I don't have any ghost stories. But
Seems like that would create some ghosts potentially.
don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's plenty of that around here,
Yeah.
but ghosts don't like humidity either. So it's just one of those things where it's hard on them too.
That's exactly right.
So what are you looking for?
I'm looking for really anything paranormal in Mobile.
Okay.
Right now I'm more so, like last week I went to Crybaby Bridge in Saraland.
Okay.
At like
Heard of that one?
3 in the morning, and I camped out on the bridge with a camera.
You want to go down to the Battle House? They have some great, the big hotel further down the street past all the pole ball things, which sounds like it's popping off. They have some great stories about people that have died there. God, you can go to Haley's and learn about there he is. The ghosts of our patrons.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a ghost.
No, that's close. That's close.
Okay.
You can go to the Scottish Rite Temple around the pyramid around the corner. That's got some really cryptic stuff in it. But Church Street Cemetery, have you done that?
I've done that. Yeah,
Okay.
I went there the first video. Yeah.
Okay.
They used to have a little tunnel that goes across underneath here. A lot of ghosts does come around here. People have seen things. Only thing I ever saw was like a little small white ghost thing, kind of like going by. But hey, it's Mobile. I mean, I think the cemetery was right over there somewhere. Over there in that Cathedral Park. Matter of fact, have you gone to the Cathedral Park?
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that they have all the names and everything down on the cobblestone?
Where's that at?
Yeah, right there. You see where the cobblestones are?
Okay, I missed that. Yeah.
There's names
Okay.
on those stones, so you might want to go by there and just check it out.
Yeah, I got to check that out. I appreciate it. These are the names on the bricks, and I'm not sure if they're deceased. I'm not 100% sure. Well, let's see. Maybe it tells us what it is. No, I can't tell. I've heard 2 different stories about names on bricks today, but they may have been different bricks in different areas. But this is interesting. See the names on the bricks. Not paranormal phenomena. Oh, I'm sorry, Cat. Didn't mean to scare you. Not paranormal phenomena, but it's always fun to see a cat.
Okay, so I just went to the outside of the Mobile Carnival Museum and scoped that out, and then I went to Cathedral Square, which was right next door practically. It was right down the road, like 1 or 2 blocks over, and I got a lot of good stuff from Cathedral Square. I think Cathedral Square actually stole the show this time. I was planning on making it mostly about the Mardi Gras Museum, which actually, I don't know why I was thinking that way, because I couldn't even get inside today to film in there. So, but the Cathedral Square, wow, there was a lot. I shot a lot of good footage, and I feel like I found a lot that you won't find online. Like I spoke to people who had stories that I couldn't find online. In fact, when I looked up online about Cathedral Square, I just kept getting, when I'm searching for haunted, kept getting that it was haunted and the reports of being haunted, but as far as the specific details, I wasn't getting any. Well, I got some specific details today. Apparently there was a ghost that was jumping out from behind a statue. I also got some other stories about like graveyard related stuff nearby, and I got some good information about nearby locations. Oh, and the tunnels underground, which I didn't even actually know about. I knew about the tunnel that goes under, that you drive, they're on the road, but I didn't know there were like actual tunnels underground and that they could potentially be accessed, if I heard right. So I want to look into that. And actually, as I was leaving Cathedral Square, someone came up to me and like, hey, I heard that you were looking for ghost stories. I've got one for you. And I was like, yeah, but hurry, because my camera is flashing. It's about to go, the battery's flashing, it's about to go out. So then as I was setting it up, the battery went out. So this battery I'm using now was in my vehicle. I had to walk back, but I just told that person, I asked when they would be back next, and because I want to come back. I definitely want to come back to this location, Cathedral Square, and I know I'm coming back to the Mardi Gras Museum because I've got to try to shoot inside there if they allow filming in there. I'm gonna see if I can beg to get in there and shoot, and also think about how to make it different, because I'm thinking about like the videos that have already been filmed in there, even though supposedly you can't film in there. So I want to make mine a little different, so it's not like another duplicate, or a duplicate I should say. The other videos are fantastic. I just want to, if I'm going to be shooting low quality content, I better make it different at least. Anyway, hope to see you soon. Thanks for checking out this video if you've stuck around this long, and have a wonderful evening or wonderful day, whatever time you're watching.